Hi, I'm Carrie Lee with Burleson Orthodontics, and on this episode of Chef's Corner, we're bringing you another recipe and some quick tips you can use at home for delicious meals that are braces friendly. Today we're with Chef Stone, owner of Bella Biscotti. Chef Stone believes in enjoying life, but not denying yourself a special treat. You'll see why with her chocolate heaven dessert. Let's get cooking.
All right, this is a very easy recipe that people love and think it's hard and oh my God, and you pay $12 a slice in a restaurant, but you'll see how simple it is. Just a few ingredients. You're gonna melt some butter. 9 ounces, 9 tablespoons, I'm sorry. And just cut it up because it melts quicker. We have chocolate everywhere in this kitchen, but that's a good thing. Hence the no denying yourself is my theory. Everything in moderation.
Will it mess up the recipe a lot if you keep sneaking some chips?
It does.
Okay, so
sometimes I have to be mindful of that because I will put a handful in my mouth at home, and I have to be like, okay, I better add a little bit more chocolate in there. So good point, Carrie. All right, so we're just going to whisk this up. It's going to melt, 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 melt. So that was 9 tablespoons. Then we're going to get 18 ounces of bittersweet or semi-sweet chocolate. I like to use...
You want to have it lower for melting the chocolate so it doesn't scald?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Chocolate will burn.
That doesn't smell good. I've done it a few times.
It's horrible, and that texture, that funky texture.
It's all crunchy.
It's all disgusting. You don't want that. I just want to get that in there, and it won't take long.
Now, is there,
meanwhile, back at the ranch, I have simple syrup going, and all that is basically sugar and water. A cup of sugar, a cup of water, 3/4 cup of sugar. You're going to simmer it for 5 minutes, let it cool a little bit. That's going to go in here after the chocolate melts, which is almost ready. Just got to keep it moving so it's nice and even and smooth. Smell it?
It smells delicious.
I know. Seriously, how could you not do this? And it never gets caught in your braces because it melts in your mouth. Oh, the depth of chocolate, the glossiness of butter. How could you deny yourself? And you can only eat a little piece of this cake anyway, so it's a perfect cake for company.
Yes, I mean, it seems to be a nice treat after a party or even a special occasion.
Oh, definitely. I made it for my son's girlfriend's birthday dinner, and it's very impressive. It's very rich. You only need a little bit. You could serve it with your fruit of choice. I like berries. But you could do mangoes, peaches. I have strawberries, raspberries, and blueberries today.
Imagine it keeps people at the table after dinner, too.
Yes.
Lots of conversation.
Conversation, lots of and oh my gods. Okay, so this is almost smooth. You can see a couple little chunks in there that need to...
Now, it does need to fully melt.
It needs to fully melt, or you'll have a chunk in there. This really does melt in your mouth. It's very smooth. There's no flour in it. It's flourless chocolate torte.
So would this be a gluten-free recipe as well?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Okay, that is smooth. Then you're going to take the simple syrup. And Carrie, if you could just pour that in slowly for me. I'm going to whisk that in there. Isn't it pretty?
It does look very pretty.
So far we have butter and chocolate. How could you go wrong? And we're going to add the
finger in there.
I know.
Except for I burn it.
You have to wait until the spoon. After it goes in the pan, you can lick the spoon. Okay. The whisk. Lick the whisk. We're going to do 6 eggs.
You want some help with that?
Do you have is there a garbage disposal? Okay.
Let's stick it in this pan for now.
1. All right, Carrie, you crack and I'll whisk. 2. 3.
It's like being on the kids show too. We can learn to count.
4,
Trying desperately not to get any shells in there.
The shells gives it the flavor.
Yes,
No.
little crunch.
That's a joke. We don't want shells in our cake.
Do a quick wash of their hands.
All right. So you have to whisk each one in. Again, it's got to be smooth, smooth, smooth. So put your elbow grease in it. Put your back into it, as they say. So that's done. How easy was that? It took us what, 5 minutes? Now the pan, we can get rid of this for a minute. You're going to get a spring-form pan, 10 inches. You're going to butter it. You're going to get a parchment paper circle. You can buy them pre-made,
okay.
or you can get your parchment paper in the big roll like aluminum foil
Nice for the
and
show.
trace it, cut it, put it in the bottom. So it's all grease, and you're going to put that in the bottom, and then you're going to butter that as well. You're going to butter the parchment paper as well. You're going to preheat your oven to 350. It's almost time to lick the spoon. And then you're going to pour it into the prepared pan.
Now, it being so thin, you don't really have to worry about spreading it out like brownies or...
Now, if it makes you feel better, you can give it a little shake, but when you do the ganache, you definitely have to do that, because when this is done baking, we're going to top it with chocolate ganache.
Yes.
And you give that a little shake to make that even. That's just heaven. That's chocolate and cream. Hello. Wasn't that simple? Done. Okay? Enjoy. Whoops. Now after that, you're going to take a larger roasting pan, and it's going to go on the bottom because we're going to bake it in a bain-marie. So
Now, what does that do?
that is going to help it to cook evenly, keeps it moist.
But
So we have
it
some
is
boiling water over here.
Since it's flourless, it doesn't
It doesn't
rise. You don't have to worry
well,
about
the eggs
spilling
let it
over.
rise a little bit, but
Okay.
not like with a leavening agent. There's no
Okay.
leavening agent. Hot stuff coming through. Here we go. You want to do this carefully, because God forbid you get water in the cake, you want to cry. Because what a waste of beautiful chocolate. Oh, this is a heavy pan.
Do you want
Put it on
a
there, sister.
second? You've got it?
I got it. I'm going to do that slow, nicey nice. Nicey nice is one of my favorite kitchen terms.
Now, could you do this as like smaller individual cakes as well?
I do. I have a small, I did that, I do it every time I make it, actually.
Okay.
I make a smaller one because I like to give stuff away. And I usually post on Facebook, you know, that middle-aged addiction that some people have. What I make all the time, and it gets my friends jealous, and their husbands inbox me and teach my wife how to cook and stuff, and it just, so much fun. And I always make an extra one because somebody's always dropping by. It's easy. I do like a double, I do it 1.5
Okay.
for the smaller pans, and I have these little bunt pans I can do it in. It doesn't have to be a springform. I do have
Okay.
like a springform pan this size, but if I want to do some individual ones, it'll probably fill up 5 or 6
Okay.
little small ones, individual ones, and they look adorable for a dinner party. So you could do a little individual one with the whipped cream and berries, and it looks gorgeous. Okay, so we're going to get that in the oven.
And now it's that time in the program where viewers can get more information about becoming a patient at Burleson Orthodontics. I believe Dawn Marie has some valuable information and a web deal of the week. So tell us what Burleson has to offer this week, Dawn Marie.
All right, so we're making our chocolate ganache, and this is going to top the cake when it comes out. You want to cool the cake on a rack in the pan,
Okay.
because the ganache is going on top while it's in the pan, because it has to set in perfect shape of the cake,
Right.
because that's the topping. You're going to take some heavy cream, a cup, 8 ounces, and simmer it.
Now,
You
cream
don't wanna
can scald.
Yes, that's why you have to keep it in constant movement. If you see what I'm doing, it's a figure 8 that my grandmother taught me how to do to keep it in constant motion.
Almost looks like a figure skater in there.
Yeah, my culinary school teacher actually told me I had the best pastry cream in the class, and I did it with grandma's figure 8 technique.
And did she go to culinary school?
No, my grandfather never let her get a driver's license or a job or anything so she could stay home and cook. And she passed that on to me.
She must have
Not
really
that I
good.
didn't have a driver's license or a job, but she passed on the talent to me. Not so much talent than love.
That's the main ingredient in cooking.
Okay,
Now,
so
do you
that's
want-
almost ready. So I'm going to get my chocolate. This is the easiest way to do it. Some other techniques tell you different, but I think you should do it my way. Save yourself some trouble. Put all the chocolate in a mixing bowl. Okay, now it's simmering. All right, so once that simmers, take it off the heat. You're gonna put this right on top of the chocolate and let it sit for a minute.
So you don't need a double boiler or any extra kitchen equipment?
No, because don't you hate a double boiler? I hate a double boiler. It's a touch and go situation with that. It's not something I enjoy.
An extra cleaning too.
Yes. So I'm just gonna let that sit for a second. And that's really all you need. It's quick. That's really hot cream. Chocolate melts easily. And then you're gonna whisk it till it's smooth.
Now, will you want the cake to cool so that the ganache sets faster, or will it really affect the ganache if you put it on a warm cake?
It won't set as well.
Okay.
Yes, it should be cold. Not cold. You let it cool on the counter on a rack for an hour or two. I'll stick it in the fridge if I'm in a rush.
Okay.
The good thing about this cake is when you know you're having company, you can make it a couple of days ahead of time. You can even freeze it.
Oh, that's fantastic.
You know, if you're getting ambitious and you want to make 3 cakes at a time, line up all your springform pans. You can put them in the freezer for future dinner parties.
Only had 3 ovens.
Right, I know.
Oh, that looks amazing.
I know, everything's just chocolatey and glossy. It's beautiful.
I almost want to dip one of your biscotti in there.
I know. I do cover them in chocolate, but not ganache. Just melted chocolate. Okay, so the ganache is done. Cake is cooking. We're gonna get that cool. We're gonna put that right on top. It's gonna cool for a couple of hours. Take it out, cut it. Made some fresh whipped cream
Delicious.
to put on top and
Any
sprinkle with
secrets?
berries. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy. Secrets
For your whipped cream, like do you just
my
do
whipped
plain
cream,
whipped cream
I do have
or
secrets. I like
you
to
share
put,
them?
I will share them, I will. Well, a chantilly cream, again, sounds fancy, but all it is your whipping cream, putting a little bit of powdered sugar and flavoring it with vanilla. So it's vanilla whipped cream, that's chantilly cream, it all has a name. But I like to put a drop of orange extract in it. It is so good.
citrus.
And that pairs well with so many things. You could put a drop of raspberry extract.
Could
I
you
like
even
to
do
go
like
to-
mint or
You
almond?
could do mint, you could do almond extract, just a little bit. It gives it a little something, something. And it's delicious. The basic is always vanilla, but you can always mix it up and to go with anything.
Well, do you want to show us what one looks like
Yeah,
all
sure.
finished? I'll get it on the fridge for
All
you.
right. Where's the other knife? Here we go. How cute is this?
Okay, so here we have.
See the layer of chocolate ganache there? That's
Oh.
what we poured on top.
Forgot the whipped cream.
So it looks like it's about 1/4 of an inch layer of chocolate ganache on there. This is just so chocolatey and it's the best.
So it really is a sliver or a.
Well, I wouldn't
Looking for.
do sliver.
Not sliver.
That's really sacrificing. I would do. I'll show you. I'll show you my piece.
The whipped cream.
Oh.
That looks amazing.
I know. And it tastes so good. And it won't get caught in your braces. That's my piece. I don't know about you. If you want a sliver, suit yourself. You have to remember that you did line the bottom with the parchment paper.
Okay.
So you don't want anybody eating paper, which you're not, but you see it there?
Yep, it's right underneath.
Okay. You can actually, if you're going to tray that up, the whole cake, you would just lift it off the bottom, peel the paper off, put it on a tray, decorate it any way you want. You could do a stencil out of powdered sugar on the top of the cake. That looks beautiful as
Yeah, we
well.
used to take the doilies, the lace,
Yeah.
little paper lace doilies, and sprinkle the powdered sugar.
Look
with
at that.
That looks amazing.
Isn't that so good?
And
It's
all
just so fudgy.
All these fruits go so well with everything.
I like a plop on the side and a little on the top. And then we'll get some blueberries, yummy, yummy. Some raspberries.
And pretty much any fruit that's in season is going to work. 'cause
Any
it's
fruit
chocolate.
that's, what doesn't go with chocolate? I can't think of one thing.
No.
I mean, you can put pineapple with chocolate. And some strawberries, of course. You can make a little fan, put them there, powder sugar them, whatever you want to do, but yum.
That looks absolutely amazing.
Oh, another thing you could do is make a fruit sauce. You can make a mango puree fruit sauce. You can make a raspberry sauce. That's for another show. But yeah,
That's a great idea.
There's so many things you can do with this cake because it's chocolate. It's all chocolate. Chocolate butter cream. How could you go wrong?
I'm going to get the forks real quick so we can try this.
Good thinking.
Do you mind if I steal some of your piece?
No, absolutely not. This is for you anyway. Are we sharing? Because it's too
Well,
big, right? It's too big of a piece. You're a sliver kind of girl.
It looks absolutely amazing.
See, I believe you have to feed the curves.
If you have them. So,
But you have to eat to get them.
Yes.
Everything in moderation.
Mm.
I know. Isn't that so good? I need a raspberry on there.
Mm-hmm.
I like to get a little of everything in
That
the fork.
is. Oh, that's amazing.
Mmm. Mmm.
And technically, if you are getting the antioxidants,
You
from the
feel
carrots-
it?
Oh yeah,
In your mouth?
Smells right away. It has that
It
really
I know.
smooth mouth feel. It's amazing.
Like butter.
It should be. There's a lot in there.
Right? Not really, just a stick.
That's not too bad.
No, you could serve 12 people with this cake.
Mm-hmm. My mom puts a pound of butter in the mashed potatoes, so
Mm.
I'm just gonna keep eating this. One more bite.
Well, I hope you all loved my recipe. It's very easy. You have to try it because you saw simple ingredients, no time at all. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, doesn't get caught in your braces. Have to make sure you don't get chocolate on your teeth, so there you go.
It looks perfect. Great smile. Well, thank you so much, Chef Stone. This is an amazing recipe.
Carrie, thank you for having me. The problem is that I just want to keep eating it. Like,
I know,
I can't stop.
I had trouble.
If it's here, you want it.
Let's just do my sign off, but I can't. It's
I know. Really, just go so we can finish the cake.
Well, thanks for tuning in again to another wonderful episode of Chef's Corner. Please, if you loved what you saw today, and I know you will, go to bracesfriendlyrecipe.com and make sure you catch our next episode. Keep on smiling.